Now, once again, to kind of talk about but it's probably the inverse of this movie.
Yeah. Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Raw Deal.
Raw deal. Yeah. So, yeah, I saw this movie on Prime, and I actually remember seeing it it show on TV. Like, I can't remember when this must have been like 10, 15 years. Well, no, maybe 15 years ago. And I saw the scene in there where Schwarzenegger is wearing a suit and his hair's slicked back, smoking a cigar, and he's talking to these two guys. He kind of looked like a businessman. And I'm like, I'm sitting there watching this movie, and I'm like, what is this? I have no idea what movie this is, because it's actually one of his probably lesser known movies. Um, so Raw Deal. Schwarzenegger plays Mark. I keep wanting to call him Max, but it's Mark. Mark Kaminsky, and he's a sheriff in a small town. But before that, he was an FBI agent, and he got kicked out of the bureau because he got really rough with a guy who was a PDF file. He broke 11 of his bones. Um,
You got. I only work with Word.
yeah. So, but yeah. So now he's a sheriff in this small town, and he has a wife who is not happy about it. She's an alcoholic, and she bakes a chocolate cake, and then proceeds to throw it at him, and it hits the wall, and he tells her, "You
I think
should."
I've seen that scene before.
Probably you probably have. He said, "You should bake and drink." And but yeah. So well, the movie actually starts off where this guy in witness protection gets offed by the gang leaders that he's going to testify against. And one of the FBI agents guarding the guy was the son of Schwarzenegger's old boss, who was played by Darren McGavin, who most people remember him as the dad from A Christmas Story. And
Man, between this and Slapshots, the parents for a Christmas Story have a sordid movie career.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and so Darren McGavin's character is just says, well, I don't want justice to gets this guy. I want revenge. So he goes to Schwarzenegger and with a basically an opportunity uh, he's McGavin's character is basically funding Schwarzenegger to go undercover into this mafia and mafia gang, and just to take them down. And of course, the only way that Schwarzenegger can do that is if he first has to fake his death in a kind of very unconvincing way. uh, he he pulls in with this oil plant, gasoline plant, in his cop car, and lets the gasoline out, and then blows the car up and the plant. It's just, but
That seems kind of unnecessary to destroy all that property.
yeah, I know. And well, and kind of the part of the problem too is that the car was empty. Like, usually if you're gonna do that, it's like, okay, maybe get a cadaver that's about the
Oh,
same.
did I cut out?
No, you're good. You're good. Um, yeah, get like a cadaver that's like the same size as you are, and then do it. Maybe at least at least have a body. Um, but uh, but yeah. So he goes undercover, and so he does all this stuff to try to get in this guy's good graces. And of course, one of the other aspect of it, there's kind of a subplot in there where Schwarzenegger's with he's kind of hanging around this woman who is like the ex-girlfriend of another enforcer that's kind of like Schwarzenegger's rival in the movie, and he's played by Robert Davi from. He was in like, oh, do I lose? I lost DB. Um, uh, One sec, folks. But yeah, so he so there's this little bit of a rivalry going on, and DB is back with me. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
That's odd. But yeah, so you have Robert Davi's character who's going at Schwarzenegger because he doesn't like him because he's basically trying to steal his job, and that's basically the movie. I will say most of the action in the movie is in the third act, where uh, like there's like a fight in the quarry and then the fight in the nightclub. But overall, this movie's it's pretty. It's kind of a standard action movie, especially for Arnold. Um, I can kind of see why it wasn't really one of his more popular ones because it was just kind of very much like the Union, very paint my numbers, and it felt kind of safe. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'd almost say that from Up on Poppy Hill also kind of feels like a paint by numbers Miyazaki movie. So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
got a lot of the visual tropes from that too. So
yeah.
I guess if people were interested, would you recommend trying this out?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Schwarzenegger fan, and you got 90 minutes on a,
You've got to complete your viewing of the canon.
yeah, you can't call yourself a Schwarzenegger fan unless you've watched Raw Deal.
And if you don't like that, I guess you would call that a raw deal itself.
Yeah. Yeah.